Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Wednesday, October 29th, Sienna grilled, Nikki and Victoria's arrival, Phyllis protects. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Wednesday, October 29, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, to grill Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinle, arrive in Los Angeles. Plus, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, protects her interests. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Kyle Abbott's mission. Let's start off with Kyle, who is on a mission to prove that Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, is up to no good. Since he can't get any intel on Holden, now Kyle wants information on Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Fans might recall that Sienna said she might help him out with information on Audra. However, we know that Sienna's husband, Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, has entered the scene. Apparently, he's been gone for a while, but it is teased that both of them are up to no good. With Sienna reunited with Mitch, she could tell Kyle to get lost. Kyle Abbott's mission. Genoa City's golden boy, Kyle Abbott, is a man on a mission, and this time, it's not just about business. The tension surrounding the Abbott family empire has reached new heights, and Kyle is determined to prove that he's not just Jack Abbott's son living in his father's shadow. His latest decisions show a man torn between family loyalty, personal ambition, and a desire to reclaim control over his life after months of emotional upheaval. But as Kyle takes steps to establish his own path, he may find that his mission leads him straight into dangerous emotional and professional territory. It all began when Kyle realized that being back at Jabot wasn't bringing him the satisfaction he once had. After losing Summer, navigating his strained co-parenting relationship with Harrison, and dealing with his complicated connection to Claire, Kyle started questioning everything. His father's constant guidance, though rooted in love, felt like a leash. Kyle wanted freedom, but freedom in Genoa City often comes at a steep price. The pressures of the family business, combined with Victor Newman's ever-present manipulations, began weighing on him. Jack warned Kyle to stay out of Victor's orbit, but Kyle's mission had already started to take shape. He wanted to prove to everyone, especially his father, that he could handle himself, outsmart the Newmans, and stand tall as a true Abbott leader. What Kyle didn't anticipate was how personal this mission would become. When Audra Charles reappeared, their undeniable chemistry reignited. Kyle saw in her a chance to not only expand his influence but also to uncover Victor's latest moves. Audra has always had a way of drawing Kyle in, but this time, their connection is about more than passion, it's strategy. She feeds him information, and in turn, Kyle gives her access to the Abbott world. However, playing both sides could land them in hot water, especially if Jack or Nikki discover what they've been plotting behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Summer can't help but notice Kyle's newfound confidence, and please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The mystery surrounding his recent actions. Their shared history still lingers, and her protective instincts over Harrison keep her connected to him, even when she wants to move on. But when Harrison begins to notice the tension between his parents, the emotional stakes skyrocket. Kyle wants to be a hero in his son's eyes, but his mission might cost him the very family he's trying to protect. At Jabot, Kyle's decisions have sparked internal friction. Jack's trust in his son is being tested as rumors swirl that Kyle's been meeting with Newman executives. Billy's not helping matters either, stirring the pot and questioning Kyle's loyalty. It's a classic Abbott family power struggle, driven by pride, legacy, and the desire for control. As whispers spread that Kyle is building something of his own, a private project that could rival Jabot, Jack begins to worry that his son is following in the same dangerous footsteps that once nearly destroyed him. But Kyle insists that his intentions are pure. He claims he's doing this for the family, to strengthen their legacy in a world dominated by ruthless players like Victor. Yet deep down, Kyle's motivations are more complicated. Part of him wants independence, part of him wants revenge, and part of him just wants to be seen as the man who can lead without anyone's approval. The emotional conflict intensifies when Kyle discovers that someone close to him has been leaking information. The betrayal shakes him to his core. Could it be Audra? Summer? Or even someone within Jabot? The tension drives Kyle to make a bold move, one that shocks everyone. He arranges a secret meeting with Adam Newman, proposing an alliance that could change Genoa City forever. On the surface, it seems impossible, an Abbott joining forces with a Newman, especially Adam, the perpetual outsider. But Kyle sees an opportunity. Adam's ambition mirrors his own, and together, they could outmaneuver both Jack and Victor. The question is, how far will Kyle go to achieve his mission? The deal with Adam isn't without emotional consequences. Summer catches wind of Kyle's collaboration with the Newmans and confronts him, warning that he's walking into a trap. She fears he's letting pride cloud his judgment. But Kyle insists he knows exactly what he's doing. He claims this is about please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Securing a future for Harrison, one where his son never has to be under anyone's thumb. Still, Summer's words linger. Her fear of Kyle becoming too much like Victor haunts him, forcing him to reflect on the man he's becoming. Meanwhile, Claire's unexpected re-entry into his life complicates everything. Her innocence and sincerity remind Kyle of who he used to be before ambition took over. The time they spend together reawakens emotions he thought he'd buried. But can Kyle afford to let his heart get in the way of his mission? Not when so many eyes are watching his every move. Things take a darker turn when Jack uncovers evidence suggesting that Kyle has been manipulating corporate accounts to fund his private venture. The confrontation between father and son is explosive. Jack demands the truth, accusing Kyle of betraying the family. Kyle, feeling cornered, lashes out. He insists that Jack never trusted him to lead and that this mission was the only way to prove himself. The heartbreak on both sides is palpable. Jack sees his son repeating his own mistakes, while Kyle sees a man who refuses to let go of control. As the tension spills into the Abbott mansion, Diane tries to mediate, reminding both men that family should come before pride. But her words fall on deaf ears as Kyle storms out, determined to finish what he started. Alone and facing mounting pressure, Kyle begins to realize how isolated he's become. Audra starts keeping her distance, fearing the fallout from their dealings. Adam remains unpredictable, leaving Kyle to question whether their alliance was ever genuine. And when Victor learns of their arrangement, the legendary mogul sets his sights on teaching Kyle a harsh lesson in power. In one shocking twist, Victor orchestrates a takeover maneuver that threatens everything Kyle's been working for. The young Abbott is forced to make an impossible choice: betray Adam to save his family's company, or double down and risk losing everything. The fallout is intense. Kyle's secret dealings are exposed, Jabot's stock takes a hit, and his relationship with Jack reaches a breaking point. Even Harrison begins to sense that something is wrong, asking his dad why everyone is so upset. It's a gut-wrenching moment for Kyle, realizing that his mission, please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Born out of love and ambition, has left a trail of emotional wreckage. But just when it seems Kyle's journey has reached its darkest point, a glimmer of redemption emerges. Summer steps in, not as a romantic partner, but as an ally. She reminds Kyle that he still has a chance to fix what's broken. With her help, Kyle begins to repair his relationships, starting with his father. The two share a raw, emotional conversation about legacy, forgiveness, and the heavy burden of being an Abbott. In the end, Kyle's mission transforms from one of power to one of purpose. He finally understands that true leadership isn't about control, it's about integrity, compassion, and resilience. As Genoa City watches, Kyle Abbott rises from the ashes of his own mistakes, ready to rebuild, not as Jack's shadow, but as his own man. Yet, the story doesn't end there. In the world of the young and the restless, redemption often comes with new temptations. As whispers of another corporate shakeup circulate and a mysterious investor eyes Jabot, Kyle's next move could once again determine the future of his family, and his soul. Because in Genoa City, every mission comes with consequences, and for Kyle Abbott, the battle between ambition and heart is far from over. What is this? Read more, find out what happened on the last episode of Y&R. Jack Abbott's SOS. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Kyle might not have time to get any intel anyway. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, will push Kyle to come home as soon as possible. With Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, telling them the AI program was stolen, all eyes are on Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. Jack Abbott's SOS. Genoa City is once again on high alert, and this time it's because Jack Abbott has sent out a silent cry for help, an SOS that could change everything for the Abbott family and their company. For months, tension has been brewing at Jabot, the family's crown jewel, and Jack's efforts to hold everything together are beginning to falter under immense pressure. His family is fractured, his company is under siege, and his personal life is unraveling. The man who has always been the calm center of the Abbott storm is finally reaching his breaking point. Jack's SOS isn't just about saving Jabot, it's about saving himself and everyone he loves before it's too late. Trouble began when cracks in Jabot's foundation started to show, both financially and emotionally. The company had survived countless corporate wars, but this time the battle came from within. Kyle's ambition, Billy's defiance, and Diane's influence have all tested Jack's leadership in ways he never expected. And when Victor Newman began making strategic moves against Jabot through shell companies and quiet alliances, Jack knew he was in for a fight unlike any before. He could handle Victor, but fighting his own family was something else entirely. Behind the scenes, Jack has been working tirelessly to stabilize Jabot's finances. Unbeknownst to most, the company's product lines are facing distribution problems, and a leak from within has been feeding competitors sensitive information. Jack suspects someone close to him is involved, but he's torn between suspicion and loyalty. His gut tells him that Kyle's recent secretive behavior and alliances with Audra and even Adam Newman might be connected. But as a father, he's terrified of what the truth might mean. Jack's SOS is more than a business emergency, it's a personal plea for unity before the Abbott family implodes. At the same time, his relationship with Diane is being tested like never before. Their love has weathered storms, but Diane's growing involvement in company affairs and her protectiveness over Kyle have placed Jack in an impossible position. Every decision he makes seems to drive a wedge between them. She believes Jack is being too hard on Kyle, while Jack insists that protecting Jabot requires tough love. The emotional tug-of-war has left both of them questioning whether their marriage can survive the constant chaos that surrounds the Abbott name. Meanwhile, Billy's rebellious streak has resurfaced with full force. Despite Jack's repeated warnings, Billy has been making bold moves without his brother's approval, risking company resources and making side deals in an effort to save Jabot his own way. Billy's arrogance has become a thorn in Jack's side, and the brothers' arguments have grown increasingly heated. Ashley, never one to stay silent, has re-entered the fray as well. After her own struggles abroad, she's returned with sharp instincts and new information that could blow everything wide open. She's discovered that Victor's renewed interest in Jabot might be part of a bigger scheme involving Tucker McCall, who's been quietly maneuvering in the background. Tucker's plan seems to involve exploiting Kyle's vulnerabilities, turning him into an unwitting pawn in his corporate game. The realization sends Jack spiraling. He knows he's losing control of his family, his company, and possibly his legacy. The man who's always been the rock of the Abbott clan now feels the ground crumbling beneath his feet. His SOS isn't to outsiders, it's to his own family. But will they hear it before it's too late? Jack's worst fears come true when a devastating scandal hits Jabot's front pages. A major product recall triggers a public relations nightmare, sending investors into a frenzy. The company's stock plummets overnight, and Jack's leadership is called into question. Suddenly, everyone is pointing fingers. Billy blames Kyle blames the board, and Diane blames Jack's failure to act sooner. The once united Abbott dynasty is tearing itself apart. Amid the chaos, Jack makes a desperate move. He reaches out to an old ally, Phyllis Summers. Their history is long and complicated, but if there's one person who understands corporate warfare and family drama, it's Phyllis. Despite their rocky past, she agrees to help him investigate the leaks, knowing that saving Jabot could also save part of herself. Their renewed alliance doesn't go unnoticed, however. Diane is livid, warning Jack that trusting Phyllis again could backfire disastrously. But Jack insists it's a professional partnership, not a personal one. Still, old sparks don't fade easily, and Genoa City starts buzzing about whether Jack's SOS is drawing him back into Phyllis's orbit. As the investigation unfolds, shocking truths begin to emerge. Phyllis uncovers encrypted files that link the corporate leaks to a mysterious offshore account, one connected to someone using a name that's hauntingly familiar. The deeper she digs, the clearer it becomes that someone inside Jabot has been intentionally sabotaging Jack. When she finally shows him the evidence, Jack is devastated. The account belongs to none other than Kyle Abbott. Though it appears that Kyle may have been set up, the evidence is damning. Jack's heart shatters. His SOS, once a cry for help, now feels like a funeral bell for the Abbott family. But Jack isn't one to give up easily. He confronts Kyle privately, desperate for the truth. Kyle, cornered and emotional, admits that he made deals behind Jack's back but swears he never meant to hurt the company. He blames Victor and Tucker for manipulating him. The confrontation is explosive, a father and son at war over loyalty, legacy, and betrayal. Their fight echoes through the Abbott mansion, with Diane caught in the middle, trying to stop the emotional bleeding. Just when Jack thinks things can't get worse, another blow hits. Ashley collapses during a heated board meeting, the stress of the family warfare taking a toll on her health. The scare forces everyone to pause, reminding them of what truly matters. In that fragile moment, Jack's SOS is finally heard, not as a command, but as a plea for family unity. Standing by Ashley's hospital bed, Jack makes an emotional vow to protect his family at any cost. He promises to fight for Jabot not just as a business but as the heart of the Abbott legacy. Billy, Kyle, and Diane all stand by, listening as Jack's voice cracks with emotion. It's a turning point, a rare moment of raw honesty from the man who's always tried to be strong for everyone else. Yet even as they pledge to rebuild, dark clouds remain. Victor Newman isn't done. From his office at Newman Enterprises, he watches the Abbott family scramble and smiles. The war between the Newmans and Abbotts is far from over, and Jack's SOS may have been heard too late. Behind the scenes, Tucker is still plotting his next move, and Audra is quietly keeping her own agenda alive. Phyllis, meanwhile, starts questioning her role in Jack's world once again. As she helps him stabilize Jabot, old feelings resurface, and she wonders if their paths are meant to cross once more, or if she's doomed to watch him choose Diane again. The coming weeks promise even more chaos as Jack tries to balance forgiveness and accountability. His SOS may have rallied the troops, but the emotional wounds run deep. The Abbotts are united, for now, but unity in Genoa City never lasts long. New threats are already emerging, from hostile investors to unresolved betrayals. Jack Abbott has been called many things: visionary, manipulator, survivor. But beneath it all, he's a man who carries the weight of his family's name on his shoulders. His latest SOS isn't just about saving Jabot, it's about finding peace before the past destroys everything he's fought for. As the battle lines are redrawn and loyalties shift once more, one thing is certain: Jack Abbott's mission to protect his family will define the next chapter of The Young and the Restless. But in a city built on secrets and power plays, even the strongest man can only hold on for so long before his cry for help becomes an echo in the storm. Nikki Newman's arrival. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th reveal that Nikki and Victoria will arrive in Los Angeles. The first order of business is probably heading to the hospital to check on Noah Newman's, Lucas Adams, condition. Nikki and Victoria will also want updates from Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case. Next, Victoria and Nikki might meet up with Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron. The blonde is having an amazing time with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, just as friends. However, Victoria could continue to be concerned about her daughter's decisions. Claire might also confront her mother about Kyle's claim. This whole thing is going to get very messy. Nikki Newman's arrival. Genoa City is bracing itself for a storm, and her name is Nikki Newman. Whenever the legendary matriarch of the Newman clan returns from her travels or retreats, she brings with her more than just style and grace. She brings change, drama, and power. This time, Nikki's arrival isn't just about coming home. It's about reclaiming control, confronting buried truths, and reminding everyone that she's still the beating heart of the Newman family. But as she steps back into the center of the action, Nikki's poised exterior may be hiding a storm of emotions that could soon explode across Genoa City. Nikki's latest return comes at a critical time. Victor Newman has been more secretive than ever, orchestrating new business maneuvers and manipulating everyone, including his own children, to secure his empire. Nick and Victoria are growing increasingly suspicious of their father's actions, and even Adam, who's been trying to stay on the straight and narrow, feels the familiar pull of Victor's mind games. In the midst of it all, Nikki returns from a wellness retreat looking radiant but emotionally distant. Her family greets her with smiles and relief, but something in her eyes hints that all is not well. Behind her calm demeanor lies a private struggle, one that could shatter the family if exposed. Nikki's return home immediately sends ripples through Newman Enterprises. She wastes no time in calling a family meeting, demanding answers about Victor's latest power plays. Victor, always the strategist, welcomes her back with his usual charm but sidesteps her questions. "Everything I do is for this family," he insists. But Nikki has heard that line too many times before. This time, she's determined to uncover the truth. Rumors are swirling that Victor is hiding a major business acquisition that could threaten both Newman Media and Chancellor Winters. Nikki, sensing danger, begins quietly investigating. With her signature poise, she starts making calls, digging into financial records, and meeting with contacts she's built over decades in the business world. But as she delves deeper, she discovers that Victor's dealings may not be the only secrets lurking in Genoa City. Meanwhile, her arrival sends shockwaves through her relationships outside the family. Jack Abbott, always drawn to Nikki's strength, can't help but reach out. Their connection, part friendship, part unspoken understanding, has always been complex. Jack sees the weariness behind her smile and offers a shoulder to lean on. While Nikki appreciates his kindness, she knows better than to let old emotions resurface. Still, when she confides in him about her growing suspicions that Victor may be plotting against one of his own children, Jack's concern deepens. "Be careful, Nikki," he warns. "Victor doesn't take kindly to anyone standing in his way, even you." Across town, Nikki's return also has another woman on edge, Diane Jenkins. Nikki's history with Diane is long, bitter, and full of grudges that never truly died. When the two women cross paths at society, the tension is palpable. Their exchange is polite on the surface, but the undertone is unmistakable. Nikki makes it clear that she hasn't forgotten Diane's past deceptions, while Diane hints that Nikki should focus on her own family's problems. It's the kind of scene that makes Genoa City hold its collective breath, two powerful women circling each other, each knowing the other's secrets. At the same time, Victoria Newman has her own reasons to worry about her mother's return. Nikki's intuition has always been razor sharp, and it doesn't take her long to notice Victoria's uneasy dynamic with Nate. While Victoria insists that everything between them is professional, Nikki senses tension, and possibly betrayal. She's not wrong. Nate has been meeting secretly with other executives, and Nikki's arrival threatens to expose his true intentions. In a twist, Nikki decides to play detective. She arranges an unexpected team dinner, using it as a subtle test to gauge everyone's reactions. As she observes, she picks up on body language and whispers, classic Nikki intuition at work. Nate's nervous glances and Victoria's forced composure tell her everything she needs to know. Later that night, she confronts her daughter privately. "I don't know what you're hiding," Nikki tells Victoria, "but whatever it is, it's going to come out. It always does." Her words linger like a warning and a prophecy. But Nikki's own secrets are beginning to surface too. While at the wellness retreat, she crossed paths with an old acquaintance, one connected to her dark past with alcohol. This person knows things about her recovery journey that she's not ready to share. When they unexpectedly arrive in Genoa City, Nikki's composure begins to crack. She's worked too hard to rebuild her image and her strength, and she fears that one wrong move could send her spiraling again. This vulnerability becomes a target for Victor's enemies. Tucker McCall, ever the opportunist, notices her subtle unease and decides to exploit it. He approaches Nikki under the guise of friendship, offering information about Victor's business dealings. At first, Nikki keeps her distance, but Tucker is persistent. He hints that Victor's latest moves might not just hurt Jabot, they could implicate Newman Enterprises in something far more dangerous. Against her better judgment, Nikki agrees to meet him again, determined to protect her family. But Tucker's charm and manipulation threaten to drag her into a trap. While all this unfolds, Nikki's grandson, Connor, becomes a surprising source of light in her world. During a rare quiet moment, she spends time with him, reflecting on the choices she's made and the family legacy she's built. These scenes remind fans why Nikki remains one of the young and the restless most enduring characters, a woman who survived addiction, betrayal, heartbreak, and triumph. Still, the shadows of the past are never far behind. As whispers about Victor's secret deal grow louder, Nikki's investigation leads her to a shocking discovery, a hidden account tied to one of Victor's old associates, possibly linked to illegal offshore transactions. She realizes the danger isn't just financial, it's criminal. If this gets out, it could destroy the Newman name forever. Desperate to protect her family, Nikki confronts Victor in a scene that will go down as one of their most explosive showdowns. "You think you're protecting us," she cries, "but all you're doing is tearing us apart." Victor, wounded but defiant, insists that his methods are necessary. The argument leaves Nikki shaken. She retreats to her suite at the Newman Ranch, alone, questioning everything. In that moment, she receives an unexpected visitor, Jack. He brings her comfort, reminding her that she doesn't have to carry every burden alone. Their conversation is tender, nostalgic, and heavy with unresolved emotion. As they sit together, Jack tells her, "You've always been the heart of your family, Nikki. Don't let Victor make you forget that." The words hit home. The next day, Nikki emerges stronger than ever. She calls a press conference at Newman Enterprises, announcing new oversight policies and transparency measures, moves designed to protect the company from internal corruption. It's a bold step, and one that sends shockwaves through the business world. Victor is furious, but deep down, even he knows she's right. For all his power, it's Nikki's strength and integrity that keep the Newmans grounded. Yet, even as Nikki reasserts her power, danger looms. Tucker, thwarted by her independence, begins plotting retaliation. And as the mysterious acquaintance from her past grows closer, Nikki faces the threat of her own secrets coming to light. Will her hard-fought stability crumble under the weight of old demons? In the weeks to come, Nikki's story promises to intertwine with the entire canvas of Genoa City. Her influence will touch the lives of Victoria, Nick, and Adam, reignite her long-standing rivalry with Diane, and even put her on a collision course with Phyllis, who has her own reasons for watching Newman family affairs. Through it all, one thing is clear: Nikki Newman's arrival has reignited the spark that defines the young and the restless. Elegant yet fierce, wounded yet unbreakable, she is once again the woman. Confronting her past, or defending her family, Nikki remains a symbol of resilience and power. Her return isn't just a comeback, it's a reckoning. And as the people of Genoa City soon discover, when Nikki Newman walks into a room, nothing, and no one, will ever be the same again. Read this: the young and the restless Crystal Khalil expecting baby number 3. What is this? Wednesday, October 29, 2025. Fans will also see Phyllis protect her interests. All she needs is an answer, and it sounds like Victor will say yes. However, could this backfire on the redhead terribly? While she thinks she has found her golden ticket, she's also famous for not thinking her actions through, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, October 29, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The young and the restless fans are in for a whirlwind of drama this Wednesday, October 29, as Genoa City heats up with shocking confrontations, unexpected arrivals, and protective maneuvers that threaten to turn lives upside down. Sienna is about to face the heat like never before, caught in a storm of suspicion and scrutiny that could unravel secrets she's desperately tried to keep buried. Her usual calm demeanor might not be enough as those around her press for answers, and viewers should brace themselves for an intense grilling that will leave Sienna questioning not only how far people will go but also how much she can endure without slipping. Every word she utters, every hesitation, could have ripple effects that might change alliances, ignite old rivalries, and reveal truths that have long been simmering beneath the surface of Genoa City's glitzy but treacherous landscape. Meanwhile, the arrivals of Nikki and Victoria promise to shake things up in ways no one saw coming. Nikki Newman, the matriarch with a keen sense of intuition and a heart as bold as her presence, is stepping back into the spotlight with her eyes wide open for the drama that has been brewing in her absence. Her arrival is not just a casual homecoming, it is a calculated re-entry into the fray, bringing a mix of wisdom, maternal instincts, and no-nonsense attitudes that could tip the scales in crucial confrontations. Victoria's arrival adds another layer of tension, her blend of fierce loyalty and sharp intellect making her a formidable force, particularly when it comes to defending the people she cares about or challenging those she suspects of wrongdoing. Their timing is impeccable, coinciding with Sienna's moments of vulnerability, and fans are likely to see sparks fly as old wounds are reopened and new strategies are deployed. These entrances are more than dramatic. They are catalysts for seismic shifts in personal and corporate battles, and the tension in Genoa City is palpable as the stage is set for emotional fireworks. As Sienna navigates the grilling she faces, Phyllis is stepping up in a role that only she can master: protector. Known for her resourcefulness, charm, and ability to navigate treacherous waters, Phyllis is positioning herself as a guardian for someone who desperately needs her shield. Her protective instincts are heightened, and her efforts to keep danger at bay are likely to involve calculated risks, clever maneuvers, and perhaps even a touch of deception to ensure the safety of those she cares for. Fans of the show know that when Phyllis gets involved, nothing is ever straightforward. Her loyalty can be fierce, but it is also nuanced, and viewers can expect her actions to be driven not just by a desire to protect, but by a need to maintain control in a world where power shifts as quickly as secrets are spilled. The combination of Sienna's grilling, Nikki and Victoria's dramatic arrivals, and Phyllis's protective instinct sets the stage for an emotionally charged day in Genoa City. Each storyline is interwoven, promising tension, heartbreak, and perhaps even shocking revelations that could redefine relationships across the board. As viewers watch these events unfold, the underlying question becomes: who will emerge unscathed, who will be exposed, and who will rise to claim control over situations that have spiraled beyond anyone's expectations? Sienna's situation is particularly tense because the pressure she faces is not limited to one person or one confrontation. The grilling she endures is multifaceted, involving questions that cut to the core of her character, her motivations, and her past actions. Each interrogator comes with their own agenda, seeking not just answers, but leverage, something to use in future conflicts or to tip the balance of power in their favor. As Sienna maneuvers through these questioning sessions, viewers are likely to witness moments of brilliance, desperation, and perhaps even vulnerability, as she carefully balances the need to protect herself with the need to maintain credibility and trust. Meanwhile, Nikki's return is more than just a plot device. It is an emotional touchstone for many characters, serving as a reminder of family, legacy, and the enduring bonds that hold Genoa City together even amidst chaos. Nikki's instincts are sharp, her observations precise, and her ability to read situations unmatched. When combined with Victoria's tactical approach, the mother-daughter duo forms a force to be reckoned with, capable of influencing outcomes, exposing truths, and even confronting long-standing rivals in ways that could dramatically shift the narrative landscape. Their presence is bound to create friction, inspire alliances, and perhaps even rekindle unresolved tensions that have been simmering quietly, waiting for the right moment to explode. Phyllis's role as protector is equally complex. Her efforts are not just about immediate danger, but about anticipating threats, managing perceptions, and navigating the treacherous waters of relationships, business, and hidden agendas. She is likely to employ every tool at her disposal, from charm to cunning, from persuasion to strategic deception, to safeguard those in her care. The protective measures she undertakes may have unintended consequences, sparking new conflicts, revealing hidden vulnerabilities, or forcing other characters to make difficult decisions in response. This interplay of protection, risk, and consequence is central to the day's drama, creating a layered, emotionally rich narrative that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Beyond the central figures of Sienna, Nikki, Victoria, and Phyllis, this episode promises reverberations across the entire canvas of Genoa City. Secondary characters, minor players, and even those lurking in the background may find themselves swept up in the unfolding drama, their actions influenced by the ripples created by the main events. Alliances may shift, old grudges may resurface, and unexpected partnerships could emerge, adding depth and unpredictability to the narrative. Fans can anticipate twists and turns that will challenge assumptions, provoke debate, and fuel speculation about future storylines, ensuring that the buzz around Genoa City remains electric long after the episode concludes. For viewers who have been following the intricate web of relationships, power plays, and personal struggles in Genoa City, Wednesday, October 29th, is a must-watch. The combination of intense questioning, strategic arrivals, and devoted protection weaves together multiple threads of tension, emotion, and suspense. Every glance, every word, and every decision carries weight, as characters navigate a landscape where trust is fragile, motives are suspect, and the stakes are impossibly high. The outcomes of the day's events may have far-reaching implications, reshaping relationships, shifting power dynamics, and redefining the paths of those involved. Ultimately, this episode is a testament to the rich storytelling that has made The Young and the Restless a staple of daytime drama. It captures the essence of the show, complex characters, intricate plots, emotional resonance, and the constant interplay of loyalty, ambition, and love. Sienna's challenges, Nikki and Victoria's arrivals, and Phyllis's protection are not isolated storylines, they are part of a living, breathing tapestry that reflects the highs and lows of life in Genoa City. Viewers can expect a roller coaster of emotions, a cascade of revelations, and the kind of suspense that keeps them coming back day after day. As the drama unfolds, one thing is certain. Nothing in Genoa City is ever as simple as it seems, and every decision made on Wednesday, October 29th, will echo long into the future of this iconic show. As Genoa City braces for the fallout of Sienna's intense grilling, the ripple effects extend far beyond her immediate circle. Everyone connected to her, whether directly or indirectly, is poised to feel the shockwaves. Allies may begin questioning their loyalties, rivals will look for weaknesses to exploit, and even those who thought they were safe might find themselves unexpectedly pulled into the storm. The tension is thick in the air, almost palpable, and viewers can expect a series of confrontations that will test Sienna's composure, cunning, and ability to think several moves ahead. Every hesitation, every misstep, could have long-term consequences, making Wednesday a true test of character and strategy. Sienna's predicament is especially delicate because it intersects with several other ongoing storylines. Her past decisions, secrets she's tried to bury, and even her current alliances are all under scrutiny. The people grilling her are not just asking questions, they are looking for leverage, hunting for inconsistencies, and waiting for the precise moment to strike. This creates an environment of high tension and suspense, where even the smallest slip of the tongue could ignite a chain reaction. Sienna must navigate the conversation carefully, balancing honesty with discretion, and intuition with caution. For fans, this is a masterclass in dramatic tension, as the character walks the fine line between exposure and control, with the stakes higher than ever before. Meanwhile, Nikki Newman's return is more than a dramatic plot twist. It is a reminder that the Newman family continues to be a cornerstone of power, influence, and emotional intensity in Genoa City. Nikki's reputation as a matriarch who sees through deception, combined with her compassionate yet determined approach, means she will not simply observe the chaos, she will act. Her arrival is likely to catalyze confrontations, inspire revelations, and serve as a stabilizing force for those closest to her. But Nikki's presence is also a challenge to others who thrive on manipulation and secrecy. Her insights, her observations, and her willingness to speak the unspoken will put everyone on notice, forcing characters like Sienna to reassess their strategies and consider the consequences of past choices in a new light. Victoria's arrival complements Nikki's re-entry into Genoa City with a modern twist of strategic thinking and emotional intelligence. Victoria is known for her ability to navigate high-stakes situations, protect her loved ones, and confront adversaries with precision. Her presence promises to amplify the pressure on Sienna, as she too brings a keen awareness of the dynamics at play. Together, Nikki and Victoria represent a formidable mother-daughter duo capable of uncovering truths, challenging the status quo, and reshaping the landscape of alliances and rivalries. Their combined influence is set to create waves that no character, no matter how cunning, can ignore. Phyllis's role as protector cannot be overstated. Her instincts are razor-sharp, her resourcefulness unmatched, and her capacity to anticipate danger unparalleled. In a world where trust is fragile and deception is rampant, Phyllis's interventions may be the difference between chaos and order, exposure and concealment, heartbreak and salvation. Viewers can expect her to employ a combination of clever manipulation, strategic planning, and emotional leverage to shield those under her care, all while navigating her own complex motivations and personal stakes. Her efforts may involve subtle interventions, calculated distractions, or even dramatic confrontations, each executed with the finesse and cunning that have become hallmarks of her character. Beyond these central figures, the day's events are likely to trigger a cascade of secondary storylines that enrich the narrative complexity of Genoa City. Characters on the periphery may suddenly find themselves in the spotlight, drawn into conflicts that highlight their own ambitions, secrets, and vulnerabilities. Old grudges could resurface, hidden agendas might be exposed, and unexpected alliances may form under pressure. Every interaction, every exchange, and every whispered conversation could have implications that extend far beyond the immediate moment, creating a web of intrigue that keeps viewers guessing about who will come out on top and who will be left vulnerable. One of the most compelling aspects of Wednesday's episode is how it emphasizes the interplay between personal and professional stakes. Sienna's grilling is not only a test of character but also a reflection of the broader machinations at play in Genoa City, where business dealings, corporate power struggles, and family dynamics are intertwined. Nikki and Victoria's arrivals underscore this connection, highlighting how familial influence can intersect with corporate maneuvering to shift the balance of power. Phyllis's protective strategies similarly demonstrate the delicate balance between safeguarding loved ones and navigating the competitive, often ruthless world of Genoa City politics. The day's events serve as a reminder that in this city, personal and professional spheres are inseparable, and every decision carries weight across both domains. Fans should also watch for the subtle but impactful ways in which these storylines intertwine with ongoing narratives. For instance, Sienna's vulnerabilities may trigger reactions from characters who have long-standing grievances, ambitions, or secrets of their own. Nikki's return could reignite past conflicts or spark renewed alliances that change the trajectory of multiple story arcs. Victoria's strategic insights may reveal hidden threats or opportunities that shift power dynamics unexpectedly. And Phyllis's protective maneuvers could set off a chain of events with both intended and unintended consequences, affecting not only the people she aims to protect but also those around them. In addition to the primary drama, Wednesday's episode promises to deliver rich emotional beats that underscore the complexity of human relationships in Genoa City. Sienna's challenges may evoke empathy, sympathy, or frustration from viewers, while Nikki and Victoria's interactions could range from tender family moments to intense confrontations. Phyllis's protective instincts add another layer of emotional resonance, highlighting themes of loyalty, sacrifice, and the sometimes messy but ultimately profound bonds between friends and family. This emotional depth, combined with the strategic maneuvering and suspenseful plotting, ensures that the episode will be memorable, impactful, and deeply engaging for fans. As the day unfolds, the underlying question for viewers is who will gain the upper hand and who will find themselves exposed. Sienna's ability to withstand scrutiny, Nikki and Victoria's capacity to assert influence, and Phyllis's skill in shielding those under her care all converge to create a high-stakes environment where outcomes are uncertain and the tension is relentless. The decisions made, the truths revealed, and the alliances tested on Wednesday, October 29th, are likely to have far-reaching implications that resonate in Genoa City for weeks to come. Ultimately, this episode exemplifies why The Young and the Restless remains a powerhouse of daytime drama. By blending intense personal confrontations, strategic corporate maneuvering, protective instincts, and layered emotional storytelling, it delivers a rich tapestry of drama that captivates viewers and keeps them invested in every twist and turn. Sienna's grilling, Nikki and Victoria's dramatic arrivals, and Phyllis's vigilant protection are more than individual plot points. They are interconnected threads that weave together the ongoing narrative of Genoa City, highlighting the stakes, the relationships, and the high drama that define the show. As viewers tune in, one thing is clear: the events of Wednesday, October 29th, will not just be a moment in time, but a turning point that shapes the future of multiple characters and storylines in ways both anticipated and surprising.